Hello and what is up, guys? My name is Maggie, you're watching TrollenBros, and welcome to the Mutant Powers mod showcase. Do you enjoy almost godlike abilities, overpowered items, and the flash? Well, in that case, take off all your clothes, slather yourself in ketchup, and run around your neighborhood screaming that the Flash's real identity is Chuck Berry. Now, the Mutant Powers mod adds in exactly what the name implies, and that being certain overpowered, superhuman abilities applicable to the player and some boss-like NPCs throughout the wasteland. Now, the powers can be split off into two larger categories, and that being the passive or defensive abilities and the offensive ones, which actually require a trigger to be used. Now, since this mod adds in such a wide plethora of abilities, I will not be able to go over each and every single one, but I do implore you to check them out for yourselves, since they are incredibly fun and just plain old fucking weird. The first of these abilities is actually acquirable as soon as you start your game, and that being in a box in Vault 111. With the help of your newfound abilities, you will now have super speed, so you can run around the world just like Chuck Berry. Now, the way this works is it essentially speeds you up or slows everyone else down to the point where you just go so fucking fast. It's honestly kind of difficult to tell what's going on, making you the fastest man alive and giving you a brand new excuse for why you last such a short time in bed. I mean, it's way better than my previous one, that being, oh sorry, I was thinking about your dad. Now, alongside the super speed ability, you will actually even get an augmented version of that, making you go even faster to the point where it's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, look at him, he looks like he's having a fucking seizure. Giving you the ability to climb in bed with a woman and finish even before she's done taking off all of her clothes. Or as I call it, date night. And if you want to obtain any new super abilities, you will be forced to scavenge the wasteland and kill any other mutated superhumans, and then just kind of loot their abilities from their corpses. Just like the Marvel movies. Now, some of the more fun abilities added by this mod are actually the offensive ones, which work in a manner where you will have to equip them in the weapons category and use them as if you were using a grenade. Now, these abilities can get pretty fucking weird. For example, the Earth-Bending Trio, the first of which being the ability to cause a localized earthquake, which essentially staggers NPCs in the area selected. Now, this one is a pretty weak one compared to the others, especially taking into account the next one is the ability to chuck a fucking boulder at your enemies. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, why does every animation in this mod look like it's having a fucking seizure? Now, the rock itself does not do all that much damage unless you do it at point blank range, in which case it could be pretty fucking devastating. But if ranged attacks aren't your thing, let me give you the ability to put up a fucking barrier. Now yes, these barriers might look a little bit of shit, but I think we can all agree that the ability to create giant fucking piles of shit should be considered a goddamn superpower. So if you don't want your conscience stained by bludgeoning enemies to death with fucking boulders, I guess you can always take the more humane approach and just bury them alive. Yeah, there we go, I think that worked. God fucking damn it! Seriously? And if you don't like earth-based abilities, you can always opt out for the telekinetic approach, giving you the ability to conjure shockwaves, sending enemies fucking flying. And if used at close enough range, it will just kind of fucking dismember them. Now, these abilities do not necessarily have to be used for combat. I mean, let's say the telekinetic one. It is great for whenever you just need to get the fuck out of an awkward conversation. But if you just want to go full on fucking super villain, I guess you can always just conjure up a giant fucking laser beam turning your enemies into fucking dust. Now, the animations on most of these are not as good as they could be, but considering you will probably never look at them from a third-person angle, I guess it's not that bad. And if you don't feel comfortable using the offensive abilities, don't worry, because some of the passive ones are pretty fucking useful. For example, the Human Torch's Flame On, which essentially just fucking burns you alive. I'm honestly not sure if this one has any use whatsoever. Or the Telekinesis Levitate, which essentially gives you the ability to fly as if you were in power armor, but are not, making it look kinda fucking weird. Now I can finally fly like the Human Torch, just like in the movies. Exactly like in the movies. So, whether you want to chuck boulders at people, send them fucking flying, or turn yourself into the jogging equivalent of premature ejaculation, this mod can pretty much do it all. If for some odd reason you actually enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch more, then subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Magi, you've been watching TrollenBros. Until next time guys, I'll see ya!